Have you ever noticed your dog doesn't treat you the same as everyone else in the house? Maybe your partner feeds them. Maybe your kids play with them more. Maybe a roommate sneaks them treats every chance they get. Everyone loves the dog, but your dog doesn't lean into everyone when the house gets quiet. Most people assume dogs just bond with whoever feeds them, whoever's home the most, whoever gives the best belly rubs. But canine attachment research tells a completely different story. Dogs don't bond with the most convenient human. They bond the way infants do, deeply, specifically, and with one person above all others. And the signals they use to show you that you've been chosen are happening every single day right in front of you, in behaviour so quiet most owners never realise what they're witnessing. And number 6 on this list is the one signal that once you understand it, might change how you see every moment with your dog from this point forward. Let's start with the one you probably see on a daily basis and completely misread. 1. They follow your voice through a wall. You're in another room. You're not calling your dog. You're not even talking to them. You're on the phone, or humming something under your breath, or just talking to someone else in the kitchen, and you hear it. The soft click of nails on the floor. Your dog just got up from wherever they were resting and relocated to wherever your voice is. Most people think that's just curiosity. Maybe the dog thinks food is involved. But researchers at Eötvös-Loránd University in Budapest used MRI brain scanning on fully awake dogs and found something remarkable. When dogs hear their owner's voice, their brain's caudate nucleus activates, the same reward center that lights up for food. But here's what separates the chosen human from everyone else. The response was significantly stronger for the primary attachment figure than for other familiar voices in the household. Same family, same home, different neurological response. Your dog isn't following a sound. They're following the one voice their brain has chemically categorized as safety itself. 2, they bring you something without being asked. Not fetch. Not a game. Your dog walks across the room, picks up their favorite toy, carries it over and drops it at your feet. Then they just look at you. No barking, no pawing. Just an offering placed directly in front of you and no one else. Most owners think this is a play request, and sometimes it is. But animal behaviourists have noted that in wolves and feral dog packs, the act of carrying a valued object to a specific individual is a proximity-seeking behaviour, a way of initiating closeness with the member of the group they trust most. The object isn't the point. The approach is. Your dog isn't asking you to throw the ball. They're handing you the most valuable thing they own, because something in their brain tells them you're the one who should have it. Think about that from their perspective. They chose their prized possession, and they chose you to give it to. If you're the kind of person who actually wants to understand what your dog is really telling you, hit the like button and subscribe. You'd be surprised how many of these signals are hiding in plain sight. 3, they check on you when you go quiet. You've been working at your desk for an hour. You haven't spoken. You haven't moved much. And suddenly, there's a nose pressed against your hand, or a head resting on your foot, or a pair of eyes watching you from the doorway. Your dog just performed a welfare check. Most people barely notice this, or they dismiss it as the dog wanting attention. But a 2020 study published in Learning and Behaviour tested whether dogs could distinguish between a person in distress and a person who was simply quiet. The dogs who were securely attached to their owners didn't just respond to crying, they responded to unusual silence. When their person went, still and quiet for an extended period, securely bonded dogs approached more often, made more physical contact and stayed closer. They're not bored, they're not begging for a walk. They noticed a break in your pattern and came to make sure you're okay. That's not neediness. That's vigilance, directed specifically at the human their nervous system is calibrated to protect. And here's where it gets really interesting, because the next signal on this list is one almost every owner misreads entirely. 4, they show you their belly without you reaching for it. Not during play, not when you're already scratching their chest. Your dog rolls over in front of you, unprompted, completely still, with their softest, most unprotected body part fully exposed. Most people assume this means rub my belly, and the dog probably wouldn't mind. But behaviourally, what's happening is far more significant. The ventral surface of any mammal is where the vital organs sit, completely unshielded by bone. In every predator-prey interaction in nature, exposing the belly is the last thing an animal does voluntarily. Veterinary behaviourists at the University of Bristol documented that unsolicited belly exposure in dogs, outside of play contexts, correlates with the highest measurable levels of social trust toward a specific individual. Your dog isn't asking for a rub. They're telling you that in this moment, with every survival instinct screaming at them to stay guarded, They have decided that you are the one being on Earth they don't need protection from. Let that sink in for a second. 5. They lean their full body weight into you. You're sitting on the couch. Your dog walks over and doesn't just sit beside you. They press into you, hip against your thigh, shoulder into your ribs, full deliberate pressure, like they're trying to merge into your side. Most people assume this is just a dog being physically affectionate, or maybe a little pushy, but a 2024 study from the University of Jyväskylä in Finland measured heart rate variability, one of the most reliable indicators of nervous system regulation, in 30 dog owner pairs across multiple conditions. They found that during sustained physical contact, the autonomic nervous systems of bonded dogs and their owners synchronized, heart rates slowed together, stress responses dampened together, and the effect was strongest during passive, prolonged contact. Not play, not excitement, stillness. Your dog isn't leaning on you because they're lazy. They're plugging their nervous system into yours. Two completely different species, co-regulating each other's stress biology through the pressure of a warm body. And this synchronization only occurred within bonded pairs. With strangers, nothing happened. That lean isn't casual. It's a neurological event. 6. They look back at you before anything else. Remember at the beginning when I said one signal might change everything? This is it. And once you see it, you'll never stop noticing. Your dog encounters something new, a strange noise, an unfamiliar dog across the street, a person approaching on a trail, and before they react, before they bark or hide or wag or run, they do one thing first. They look back at you. Developmental psychologists call this social referencing. It's one of the hallmark behaviors of secure attachment in human infants. When a child encounters something uncertain, they look to their caregiver's face to decide how to feel about it. Researchers at the University of Milan confirmed that dogs do the exact same thing, and they do it preferentially toward their primary attachment figure, even when other familiar people are standing right there. Your dog isn't looking at you for a command. They're looking at you because your face is the emotional compass their entire world is organized around. If you're calm, they're calm. If you're tense, they brace. Your expression in that fraction of a second tells them whether the world is safe. They don't do this with everyone. They do it with their person. And if that person is you, you need to understand the weight of what that means. Out of every human being your dog has ever encountered, every hand that has ever fed them or scratched behind their ears, their brain chose one nervous system to anchor itself to, yours. Not because you give the best treats, not because you're home the most, because somewhere in 15,000 years of co-evolution, a neurochemical bond older than civilization itself locked into place between your dog's brain and yours, and every look back, every lean, every quiet belly offered in the middle of a Tuesday afternoon is your dog saying the same thing in the only language they have. You're my person, and I chose you.